السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. First of all, thank you for coming tonight to listen to the different speakers. My emphasis will be how to confirm yourself and stick to your identity, culture, and ethics. But at the same time, how to engage with the outside world critically. First of all, let us talk about one thing, is that why young people, they drift aside. Sometimes in this contemporary era. Maybe never happened in the past as much as we can get it now. Well, despite the fact that they have better opportunities, they have better technology, and they have also education. But what kind of education we have? I would say education without soul. Education which tell us how to gain skills, how to compete, how to win, how to earn. And they have utilized education to be a commodity. So what we can say nowadays, education is a commodity to be sold and bought. But they forgot to tell us how to live, how to engage and contribute, how to serve ourselves, families, communities, humanity. So, is there a crisis? I think my previous speaker have talked about the crisis. It is not the crisis of lack of skills only, which might be there, but there is a crisis of identity. And I think we have to think about it seriously. We have to know that life needs our characters to be more fruitful and beneficial to our society. The best people are the most beneficial to others. What kind of engagement we are looking at? And we have to ask ourselves, to what extent our young people, the future of our countries, are engaging fruitfully and offering real benefit to their own societies and humanity. So the higher we engage critically and beneficially, the higher we can grow in our life. So you do not need to lose your identity to be modern. You don't need to lose your culture and ethics to grow. It is unfortunate that we can see some of our young generation, they are looking at something of no benefit to their life and to their communities. So let us go to our roots. But we have to assure everybody, particularly our sons and daughters of today, that having a strong identity and grounded in their own culture doesn't mean to reject modern life or civilization. It doesn't mean to isolate yourself from the outside world. It doesn't mean that you are living in the past. What we are thinking of is to be open, to be flexible, but to think critically and also to have a better and clear vision of life. And your identity and culture and ethical values are representing your moral compass, which help you to direct and not only your decision but also your actions. Having your clear purpose, your identity will help you to have meaning for life. But one thing you have to draw your attention to, that losing identity, it doesn't happen overnight. It is a gradual change. This change, we cannot claim that simply because of our young people, but because of one of the things is role model. Bad role model. Who are the role model for our young generation nowadays? The parents, the teachers, their community leaders. Who are they? Nowadays, we have influencers, we have celebrities, we have digital personalities who really showing themselves in a very distorted manner to our own culture and identity. Our young generation admire, and once you admire, you follow. So if we have conducted a survey, who are your role model? Who do you want to be? You will find many people. A certain chunk of our generation will talk about those kind of people who are not reflecting real life, but they reflect highlights. They reflect edited life. So people might be misled. Young might be confused to know whom to follow. Second is the social media, which showed a fake perfection. When you look at the celebrities, when you look at the influencers, you don't know about their real life. They show you only edited life. They are not real. And in our culture, we know that life is difficult. There are a lot of challenges to succeed. Success doesn't come by just following this edited life. You have to know the people who struggled and succeeded in their life. So, third is the weak identity formation. And why we say weak? Because our families are the first body to form our identity. Our education system, whether in schools or in the universities, have to play a major role in forming our identity and culture. However, today we have got a third or a fourth. This is social media and the digital media as well. But identity needs interaction. It doesn't need only certificate. It doesn't need to get into the marketplace. It needs to show us how to live, whether the family or the higher education or schooling. But unfortunately, we have more education, but less direction. Direction is decreased. As I said previously, education without soul. But what are the impact of such kind of influences, of this formation of negative identity? Well, our young people are confused. They really don't know who are they are. They have to answer, who am I? Where to go? Why to live? Very basic questions. Our system, education system, does not help us. Our identity groups do not help us to answer this. So the roads is not clear because we have not been taught what to decide and how to decide what is good and bad, what is wrong and right. Unfortunately, with this kind of confusion, our young generation develop different identities, and that's what we call fragmentation of identities. One identity for the home, one identity for the online, a third identity for peer group or friends, and which lead to stress and anxiety and self-worth and low self-esteem. That also lead to break of the family. There is no mutual trust between generations, and not only the family, even the youth are suffering. So everybody suffer, the family suffer, and the youth also suffer. Also there is a decline in ethics and culture. So we have a new trend of culture adopted and absorbed by mingling with the wrong influences and the wrong role models. It is not only the loss for the individual youth, but also it is for the family and the society. It affects the future of our ummah and societies. So it is civilizational loss as well. But finally, I want just to emphasize that we cannot by any means blame our young people. We have to blame ourselves altogether, including the families, the schooling, the education system, and also the external environment. Maybe we need also to think of some guidelines to help our young generation. Have to be rooted, they have to be confident, and they have to be transformative as well, because we are living in a changing society and in changing world. Some of the advices I would like to make: young generation, know who you are before your word define you. And instead of leading others, you let other people to lead you. And instead of influencing others, others influence you. Be proud of yourself and never be apologetic about values, about your values. Know who you are before the word define you. Question what you see online. You have to be critical of what you observe. Stay connected strongly with your family and community. Build friendship so that you can develop your identity through engagement and interaction, social interaction with the right model. Balance openness with understand the freedom. That freedom comes with responsibility. Save your culture as a source of strength, not restriction. Develop a clear purpose in life. Invest in character as much in skills. Practice your identity daily, not occasionally. And also it's become a way of life. Your identity is a way of life. Your culture is a way of life. Turn your roots into platform for contribution. Remember that you represent more than yourself. And finally, our roots are our strength, and we have to know that your belief and ethics are not burden. It is a direction. A tree does not grow tall by cutting the roots. It grows tall because its roots are deep. Finally, your identity is not your past, it is your power, and you have to strive to thrive. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.